So we'll be starting now. I welcome you all here. I'm Manveen Kathuria, the mediator for today, along with Mansi. So thanks for joining, everybody. Books, the pages, the smell, the words, the information. If you think you've already romanticized with the same, then my friend, the forum is for you. For centuries, books have been the medium that has connected people, civilizations, communities, and societies in general. At Samvaad, a dialogue, we understand the importance of the same. And to take the legacy of the reading books forward, we have come up with daily 1 hour of non-fictional read. The aim is to read 10 books a year. The reading sessions are of 40 minutes followed by 20 minutes of discussion. The lineup for the year 2021 is the backstage, which we've already completed just in 36 reading hours. And now the club is reading Global Tilt together, followed by World is Flat, The Man Who Saved India, The Economists Are, Prisoners of Geography, the Economics of Religion in India, The Black Swan, Public Policy and Politics in India, 10 Rules of Successful Nations. The club meets every Monday to Friday at 9 to 10 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It is our pleasure to have with us today Charan sir for today's session. We welcome you, sir. I now request Mansi to take the session forward.
Okay, so Manveen and
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you would like me to start now?
So just a moment, we just want to give a brief introduction about you, and Fennel sir will extend his welcome remarks. So just give us 2 minutes. We've prepared something for the introduction.
Okay. So you want me to wait 2 minutes? That's fine. Okay. And could you please speak louder and slowly so I can understand? The signal here is not great.
Okay, sure, sir. Sure. We'll keep this in mind. Thank you, sir. Yeah. So, okay, so I would like to thank our program partners for today. Do we have Mansi? Yeah.
Yeah. So we would like to thank our program partners today. Our media partner, The Policy Time, educational partners, Shiksha Academy, student of Economic Association, Arizona State University, USA, Junior CA, India. Our book supplies and club partners, American Corner, Jakhora Literature Club, PDEU, Ahmedabad Book Club, Social Welfare Partner, Donors Army, technical support, which is extended by Mr. Mihir Rahamia, University of Melbourne. Hello. I would now like to invite Samriddhi to come forward. Samriddhi is a postgraduate economics student from PDEU, author, former secretary of Ahmedabad CA Students Association, and has many achievements to her credits. But today, let me add one more vision I see her accomplishing is to have a book club on economics, finance, businesses, geopolitics, and everything in between.
Thank you so much, Mansi. Samvaad wasn't an overnight thought. I was once discussing economic issues of Baghdad after the US promised to erect the Baghdad Wall to keep secrets. I realized one thing. We lack angles of discussion. And that is when books came handy to me as a rescue. And then that was the time when I picked Revenge of Geography by Robert D. Kaplan. Soon I realized to keep world economy in order, we don't only need businesses that outperform, we also need economics. We also need to understand the religious views, We also need to keep in mind the geopolitical tantrums happening and the political situations and everything that is a measure of peace and prosperity in line. And that is how reading such subjects became an interest, and having read them all, I wanted world to read them too. And that is how Samvad was born. Ram sir, today in India we celebrate Guru Purnima, and your book and you are the one symbol of the same. And I would like to welcome you by reciting a Sanskrit shlok. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Over to the anchors.
So today we have with us Snehal Desai sir. Snehal Desai sir is a management consultant and has experience in diverse sectors: venture capital, port, energy, particularly in exploration and production, and PNG, CNG. Sir's corporate involvement and responsibilities include identification of new business opportunities and stabilizing the same, financial and commercial closures, mergers and acquisitions, contracting and procurement, due diligence, value addition to the organizations, and many more. Sir is also faculty at institutes like IIM Ahmedabad, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, the Nirma Institute of Management, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and many. Now he is also an author of Paradox of Talent. We welcome you, sir, and I now request you to extend your welcome remarks.
Thanks a lot for introduction, Samriddhi, Manvin. But when Ram sir is there, I think we should avoid our introduction because no introduction is valid in front of him. Sir, welcome to this forum. We have grown up reading your concepts. We have grown up reading your books, particularly me and some of the participants here. I met you for a fraction of a second in 2014 when you visited Adani Group. And it was probably a kind of, for me, a dream come true because I read execution. I forced many management students and corporate management people to read that. We as an organization removed our bias for actions by running through an executions again and again. Today, my greatest strength is execution, and that I have learned from that book. Of late, I have run through Global Tilt in 2014-15. I have a book with me, originally purchased in 2014, whose pages are now become a bit of yellow, which I am enjoying now because I'm getting that feel of originality. Subsequently, your book called The Talent Master, which has been quoted by me at a number of occasions to give a sense of what you are writing and what an Indian person has been thinking. I think most of you participants are aware about his educational qualification in terms of he did his management from Harvard, but very few of you would have an idea that there is a management guru or a consultant called Tom Peter who only addressed two Indian authors. One is Mr. Ram Charan and second is Mr. Atul Gawande. So Mr. Tom Peter have dedicatedly put a slides on his number of books. I have attended his program called Leaders in London, where I was amazed, I was proud, and I was satisfied that there were 3 slides in his presentation, which has been captured from Global Tilt and Execution. So that is the quality of content which he writes. So what I'm indirectly trying to tell to the audience, these are the book which he has written and you must read. We were, sir, making a decision in 2015 about awarding one particular contract to a Holland-based company or an American-based company. It was basically oil and gas exploration, where your Global Tilt statement helped me that if you are an American or European nation, there's all probability that you are going to become an obsolete, because the discussion was an American technology and Holland technology. And to a greater extent, we said, I think we should go ahead with that within a basis, where finally quoted your statement. Today, as a group and as an individual, we believe in the statement which you have made and which is helping us in growing and managing, organizing sustainable and turbulent time. That statement is from your book called The Talent Master. And the crux of the statement is this, The way we are handling our manpower is the way we would have handled our bank balance. By now, we would have gone for bankruptcy. And that statement helped me today in navigating my organizations. I can, and sir, with lots of proud, I can say those concepts which has been gone in my blood in last approximately 8 to 10 years are really helping me in taking lots of management and corporate decisions which are helping me in creating a sustainable organization. Once again, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce you. And I kneel to knowledge, I kneel to intellect, and I kneel to good content. And you are one of my idol as well as the writing has been concerned. I hope the next generation also probably through your content and try to change their blood to a greater extent in terms of the management thinking. With this, I hand it over the conversation to the panel. Thank you very much once again, sir, for joining us and spending your time for us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful introduction, Snehal sir. We also have with us Mr. C.A. Fennel Shah. Sir is a chartered accountant by profession, educator by passion, a bibliophile who initiated the concept of book with a mission to make reading accessible to everyone. He is also an author of Proper Life, Balancing Personal and Professional Life, which is his debut.
We can skip like thank you Nancy. First of all, like I have so many mentors here. Like first of all, my mentor also Snehal Desai sir, Professor Gopal Maliwal, Samriddhi and his whole team. I'll be running so fast because as Snehal sir rightly said that when Charan sir is there with us, we should not wait a single minute, or I can say we should not waste we should not wait for listening to him. But yes, sometimes it's like so that a person is such that he does not need an introduction, but sometimes knowing him from a different perspective inspires us to become like him. So I think so Snehal sir has very rightly introduced him as far as his author, his persona, and you can say his literature work is there. But apart from that, I would take just a minute to say that Charan sir is a world-renowned business consultant, author, speaker who has spent the past 40 years, and probably you can say many of us would have not even reached the age of 40 years, working with Fortune 500 companies, CEOs, and boards of our time. An engineering degree in India. He took a job in Australia and then completed his doctorate degree. Not to worry, from Harvard Business School. Sir was elected as a distinguished fellow of National Academy of Human Resource and has served the Blue Ribbon Commission on Corporate Governance. He has served on board of Hindalco, Emmer, Aston Industries, Tyco, Fisher, and the list goes on. Just to brief lastly, he has authored more than 30 books since 1998, and the best, we got an opportunity to hear from Snehal sir, and sold over 4 million copies, more than a dozen of languages. And the profile runs into pages. Sir, on behalf of the whole group which is present right now, we just wish that you give us such blessings on this auspicious day of Guru Purnima, that even we become 1% of what you are, and you are living by your actions. This 1 hour spent with you is going to be memorable for the lifetime to come. So thank you, sir, for joining, and thank you, Samriddhi, and also Snehal, sir, for giving this opportunity. And again, and over to MOC. Thank you.
Now we can have Sir with us. So,
So what is next here?
so we will be seeking your blessings now, sir.
Say it again, Samriddhi.
So we will be seeking your blessings now. Over to you, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. The very fine introductions, and I'm humbled that you think so much. I just want all of us to remember we come from nothing and we go out with nothing. This is our Indian culture. And in between, we continue to learn, continue to learn, continue to help. So you picked the book Global Tilt. By the way, am I coming out clearly?
Yes, sir, absolutely clearly.
Okay. In the Global Tilt, I wrote it too early. This global tilt is even more now than it was then. And the idea of the global tilt was simple, that larger growth is going to come from the countries below the 31st parallel. That was China, Indonesia, India, Bangladesh, then parts of Latin America. And the reason was demographics favor that countries are waking up to create more growth, and the countries like the US, like from Western Europe, that these countries were waking up where the companies were saying that we need to go where the growth is. We take technology there and help improve the standard of livings. That's how that global tilt came. Now it is more so, as you have seen in the case of China, that in the last 80 years, how fast it has grown. 10 years, how fast it has grown. Big market, big growth, big foreign reserves. India has been growing pre-COVID. COVID has been a very difficult time. India, for the first time, has foreign reserves in reasonable magnitude that we didn't have before. Indonesia is growing, Bangladesh is growing. So that's the whole idea of the global tilt. Now, let's talk about India a little bit. We will overcome the COVID situation. It will be overcome. And so we have reserves. We're seeing new laws coming in to facilitate growth. Many people are skeptical. I think we got to set the skepticism aside. We have a lot of work to do, a lot of growth to do. We are far behind. Our GDP is almost a third of China now. We are going to be number 3 in the world, but it's not enough because we are having a larger population than any other country. And so the GDP per capita needs to improve. Now, in doing that, I want to lay out some strategies for every country, that a country cannot succeed without having some exports to other countries and winning the right to have the exports. In the last 10, 12 years, China has been the largest exporter. A good deal of that has gone to America. We have that coming into India. In India, we owe China more than $500 billion. It's about, close to $500 billion deficit. So we need to watch the trade deficit. We need to increase exports across the globe. Attempts are being made. Ministries are doing it. We are not able to export many manufacturing things yet, but we could. And we should be self-sufficient in a number of things. Like in the case of solar, we're going to have our Indian companies manufacture the solar panels. The government of India has been encouraging. Government of India has been putting tariffs from imports and so on. So we need to have 6 to 10 industries that we really earn the right of winning in exports. For example, in apparel, we can do that. That's a part of the global tilt. Excuse me. A second part in India is that we need to have the graduates who are not able to be employed. We got to move and do something about employing the graduates, because it's very hard for somebody to go to school, to the university, and then come out and not be employed. So here, my appeal is to the industrialists that they need to get together and they need to have the graduates who are unemployed and train them again in a short period for the kinds of jobs they have and they're going to grow. So here I have made that plea earlier in a big broadcast in India that we cannot have our youth not employed in some fashion. We got to do that. There are going to be tensions. India, China has tensions. They will continue because the philosophy of two countries are very different. And India needs to become more self-sufficient in that sense, but increase the trade within the region, within Middle East. Mr. Modi built some very good relationships. And with the Western world where the markets are huge, even though they're growing less. So I like to have you people ask me questions, but those are the basic things about the global tilt.
It was so incredible listening to you, sir. I would request Samriddhi to begin with the question and answer session. And sir, for the purpose of saving time, we've already taken the questions on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. So I request Samriddhi to take this session forward. Over to you, Samriddhi.
Thank you so much, Manmeen. Sir, yes, as you just rightly said, unemployment, the export deficits, and everything has a huge role to play, and that is where, I mean, post-COVID era, of course, we are still struggling, but before COVID, things were great. Sir, but the question and answers are more on the personal perceptions. We are aware of the fact that businesses without politics and politics without businesses are non-existent. And the world knows your business acumen, but today we wish to know your political stance when it comes to India. Like, what are your political views? Because you have shared a lot about the power shift and how the power shift influences the economic shift. So we would want to know your political stance.
Yeah, Samriddhi, people like me are more focused on what is to be done, how to be done. Not in the sense which political party. We don't do that. Because we want a company to succeed, an industry to succeed, a country to succeed. Political parties come and go. In China, it's one party.
Yeah.
In India, lots of parties. So we want to find out whichever party is in government is what kind of things we can suggest to them that they take the country forward. And we have to have some continuity, like trade, like exports, like dealing with unemployment of graduates, like thinking about what industries we should command on a global basis. At one point, we were the largest seller of textile products. We were.
Yeah, we were
This is
Manchester.
the reason why this is our heritage.
Yeah.
We know this business, but something went wrong over a 30-year period. Very few companies in India have this textile exports now.
Yeah.
Who took it? Bangladesh took it. And so we got to focus on the basics. You see, the textiles is a very large industry worldwide. People will use apparel. Apparel usage is not going to go away.
Yes, sir.
And we get machinery, we export, we have people with great taste for design, embroidery, high margin, high price. We can produce fabric that comes from Japan. We should be doing the fabric. I used to see the fabric weaving in Delhi, in DCM in 1970s. That mill is closed, shut down.
In fact, in Ahmedabad, yeah, almost all the mills are closed now.
There you go. Are you in Ahmedabad?
Yes, sir.
Because I come there.
Mm.
I've been 3 times to Ahmedabad in the last 6 months.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll be coming at the end of the August. Yeah. So I think that's why there must be other questions, but we don't take, people like me don't take the political views that way, except that what can we suggest to a political party that is in the government?
Mm-hmm. So the second question is, Fortune magazine calls you the most influential consultant alive. What is that one life lesson you would deliver to the youth as the most influential consultant?
I think the purpose here is when you go to work in a company, you must, and I use the word must, learn what is really needed by the company. Many of us have a solution trying to find a problem.
Mm.
It's just the opposite. You go to a company and try to say, what is the new opportunity or what is the pain point? And once you diagnose that correctly, and then you suggest a practical solution, and then they actually use it, and you see the results. That's influential. You've got to see the results. No results, no influence.
That is true.
That's the key point there.
Mm.
No theories. You don't talk to the company people theories. You suggest practical, actionable ideas. Get them implemented. Then you see the results and say, yeah, results are there.
Mm. True. So, sir, like
One of the
yes, sir.
sorry.
No, sir,
Sir,
continue.
one of the thing which we have observed in corporates are when the youth has been joining organizations at a management training level, and when they grow gradually assistant manager, senior manager, hierarchy level, what are we realizing that many of the Indian organizations have very strong middle management who is contributing to the operational performance of the organization. But still the salary part, when I see an organization structure, the 10% of the top have been drawing 90% salary, and the 10% of the remaining salary has been distributed among the 90% of the middle and lower management. So, sir, any advice from your side in terms of balancing these and seeing how a youth can migrate to the next level relatively fast?
Yeah, see if I got your question right. I may not have gotten it right, so you can come back. And that is this whole salary structure, top to the bottom, in almost all countries is such that the inequality will continue to increase, not decrease.
Right. Right, sir.
And so one of the ideas, nobody seems to like it yet. There are exceptions which I will mention, that all qualified employees, qualified means you've been there 1 year, that your record is good. All qualified employees should get options.
Right.
We do not increase the number of options. We distribute the number of options.
Right, sir.
Now, in America, they have called a scheme ESOP.
Yeah.
ESOP. They have that scheme. A few companies have that, and they are doing that. But we have not done any study how it has reduced inequality. But it's common sense that everybody gets, qualified person gets options. You do not increase the number of options, redistribute from the top to the bottom. That will have some positive impact on checking the increase in inequality. In the American scene, you see there is a barrage of increasing basic pay, barrage of even lower level knowledge workers pay. This is okay, but it doesn't reduce inequality.
Sir, we have our view, but we would like to have your view because you have been exposed to a completely different level of organization. Sir, according to you, why India still not coming out with organizations like Apple, Tesla, SpaceX, Google, who really change the way the society live? So India have lots of good entrepreneurs, but at the end of the day, somewhere, sir, we feel we are exploring demand supply gap as an entrepreneur. But when we see American or European entrepreneurship, they are fundamentally creating a breakthrough product which create their own market rather than exploring demand supply gap and bring a lots of value to the society and change the way we live. So
it's a very good question here. Go ahead.
So, sir, what is the reason why we from our country are not in a position to come out with this level of organizations or this level of product or services?
Yeah, I think that's a very, very fundamental question. Even in America, you remember there are not very many Steve Jobs. I had the honor of helping somebody to bring him back. Company nearly went bankrupt.
Okay.
Nearly. And by the way, the cell phone we have, iPhone, most people don't know that this was invented in 1996 by somebody else. And Steve Jobs made a perfect job.
Okay.
Those things are available for India also. It's all public knowledge. And then people have to rise. Good news is today, we didn't have it 10 years ago, that there are venture capitalists in India now who will fund you. There's a gentleman called Junjanwala. I've been looking at a company, Indian company, which he funded. And it's a real jewel, fantastic. And they're based in America, but it's an Indian company. Very proud of that, what they're doing. It's in the healthcare business. So we have other people coming in, Piramal, people like that are funding it. We didn't have that 10 years ago. So I have another Indian company I've been looking at, very early startup, but done a great job, medical doctor, owns a hospital. So I've taken them now to some big shots to fund it. So we have people like that now. So gradually we're going to move. And now some of these big funding companies are searching for people like that. And then they can do that. So I had met Flipkart when they were nobodies. And saw that. I said, fantastic, they can go up. But then the competition became very tough and so on. But they're being funded right now. It's moving. It's going to spread.
So that is what follows the next question. Like, sir, very recently, not very recently, but in 2012, you brought together 200 business leaders for a unique spiritual and business exploration drive. And such an amalgamation was quite unique. But as the global south is progressing and the entire world is gradually shifting towards democratic capitalism, do you think in pursuit of such growths, and like since we are questioning India also, so in pursuit of such developmental progresses happening, spirituality can be acknowledged? Like as global south progresses, will India have the rightful appreciation in its spiritual contribution too?
Yeah, you see, I'm a product of India. I'm a product of a small town. We were very, very, very Hindu, Indian base. Clearly, the spiritual part was in our family. We had a business also. I worked on a shoe shop. And we have very ethical, very punctual. The two items are not contradictory. I believe, and I know a couple of industrialists in India who do the spiritual part and also running large businesses. And so the spiritual part also gives you peace of mind. We do the breathing, we do meditating. It has effect on the chemistry of the body. And I can tell you from my 50 years watching in the Western world, those who try to go too fast, too ambitious, those who, for whom no money is enough. I've got enough examples of those billionaires that they're psychologically shattered. They need psychotherapy. They've been estranged from their families. So spiritualism is a very important part.
Do you practice it on regular basis?
Absolutely. Because it concentrates, it gives you peace of mind. You don't do these things to show to somebody. See, there is a phrase I was taught at the age of 10, Swanta Sukhai.
So can you repeat once again?
Swanta Sukhai. Sanskrit phrase. I was trained at the age of 10. Say, if it doesn't meet that, do something else.
So we'll go back to the anchors now.
Samriddhi, I have a question which I want to ask, sir.
Yes, sure, sir.
Can I please? Sir, I'm Deepak. And listening to you, I have, this query, it came up. See, we are a very young nation by average age of our population. So we have available manpower, a big resource. Now that is a good opportunity in terms of resources, but the point is academic institutions, educational institutions are not in a position still to churn out industry-ready graduates in most part of the country. Now, the challenge is, like you said, many of these graduates go, remain unemployed for many years before they get to do something. You suggested that industry should look into and train them, but the industry is, a little selfish in terms of they will not they will not train or spending their own money and employ these people. Then what is the way out? Because government schemes are not also very helpful. What is the way out to utilize these resources very well?
What I have in mind is, you take a geographical area, let's take Ahmedabad, and we have a number of companies there, and you take graduates and you do the training in 120 days, the way Army does it, Air Force does it. And they work 6 days, very practical. It has to be taught by the industry people, not by the academics. In 90 days, you learn a lot. And it has to be, you are taught in the morning, you do exercises in the early afternoon, and you take a test in the evening. And you do some reading in the evening. We don't need 2-year training in anything. If you did that in the Army and Navy, you will never have anything. So it's a very compressed learning. It's very relevant learning. You get tested on it. If you fail, you take it again. And you are employable right away on something. Why do I want industry people to teach? Because that's practical. They know what the job is. So I had gone about 2 years ago to Lucknow. And Lucknow, there is a Jaipuriya University. I met the faculty, then I looked at the record. 95 to 98% of the graduates get employed within 3 months. I said, how come? So they invite the industry people from all around Rajasthan, UP area. During the year, they look at it, they interview them. They all go into lower middle management jobs. By the way, this is MBA. But these young students don't have that aspiration. I'll be a CEO day one. So I was very pleased to see that these graduates, 95 to 98, within 3 months are employed. It's a private university. They pay a good amount of money. Met the faculty, spend a day with the faculty. They're very practical. You see, the graduates who are going to be employed, who learn tools, who know how to execute.
Yeah, you're right, sir.
And if the university is not teaching, don't confuse, our people are very bright. They just need to be put through learning those tools. How come people with middle type record in university leave India, come to America and flourish? Not everybody who comes to America from India is a topper. There are here many, I see it, who were middle of the road in their record in the university, come here and they're excelling because the raw material is there. That's what we need to do. That's what I have in mind. That instead of saying we can't employ this kind of person, look, why don't you 10 companies get together and say, what's your 3-year need? And let's get the people who have the raw material, who are willing to work hard, who are driven, who are ambitious, and willing to work with their hands on using the tools. Get it going. It will be a very small number of people first, then it will catch up.
Over to the anchors.
Samriddhi, I also have a question for Sir. Sir, if you won't mind. So just like you said that we have the raw material, and you have also observed that people who come from India, or people who are Indians who go to US or say any foreign countries and settle there, they're doing better there. So what is it? What in your opinion is the thing where India is lacking? Where is India lacking in the terms that we
Yes.
have the manpower, but we are not utilizing it?
See, many of these come into the training program in the company here. And that training program prepares them to do what they need to do. Many of these training programs are very short. I'm talking even 2-week program, 12 days. You teach in the morning, you do exercises, get tested. You failed, take it again. It's job related.
Absolutely, yes.
And so in 2 weeks, you're going to learn a lot.
Yes, sir.
See, I spent 4 years at BHU in mechanical engineering. It was the best in India at the time. We don't need 4 years. You can do that in 1 year. And if you were in the defense services, you do that in 6 months.
So, but this
compressed learning remains longer, but it's learning in a practical way.
But sir, soon corporates
So we
will
cannot
try.
change. Somebody here, say it again.
So, but this is like soon then corporates will drive the education sector and not vice versa. And this is like moving towards stringent capitalism.
I'm missing you. Say it another way.
Sir, I understand this concept of compressed learning and like hands-on activities being delivered by the real-world examples. But sir, again, if this system of education is implemented, this is this is how corporates will start ruling the education and not the academics being a part of it. And this will in a way we will move towards stringent capitalism. I mean, this can be a very personal and personal view, but what are your opinions on the same?
See if I got your question right. We have to have priorities. Right now, the priority is employment. Do what we need to do. People lose dignity and begin to have self-doubts when they don't have source of income. We got to tackle that first.
Yeah, I agree.
Self-esteem goes away when you don't have a job, when you're not engaged.
True.
Yes, we should improve academic. And thank God we have IITs. We have IIMs. IIM got started by Ford Foundation from here. I trained the first faculty of IIM Ahmedabad. I did that. And they continue to do a good job. ISB in Hyderabad does a good job. But a university I never heard of before, Jaipuria. I think 95, 96% of people got employed. To me, it's fantastic.
The Q&A was a serious brainstorming session for us. So, under your able guidance, we now have a direction to reading the book as it is intended. We have already read 2 chapters and continue the same with even more zeal and excitement. Also, I would like to thank the program partners once again. We also have good news today. Samriddhi has written a book, Economics, Outsider Looking At. The book is about behavioral economics as to how outsiders look at this fascinating subject of economics. The book is available on Amazon. Samriddhi's previous works are Unobliterated Unspoken Emotions and Parables and Secrets. May we please request Sir to join us in unveiling the book.
Thank you so much. So this is my third book and the first one on economics. And this is like all the people that I've read, including your work. And I need your blessings for the same.
Congratulations, very good, Samriddhi. I now have a hard stop. So I want to thank you. Good luck to you. Carry on. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Vote of thanks. I would like to thank everyone for joining in. And thank you so much to all the program partners. And thank you once again. The entire session was streamed on YouTube and LinkedIn. You can find there. Thank you.
Yes, Samriddhi, congratulations, many congratulations. And I'm very, pleased to know that you have written a book on which you are actually doing the masters. Okay. So that's really great. I'm very happy for that. And being a mentor, I now feel privileged that I have taught the student like you. So once again, very congratulations to you, and hope you get a lot of success in your field.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Over to the anchors.
Thank you, everyone. With this, we come to an end. Samvaad is blessed to have dignitaries like Ram sir, Fennel sir, Snehal sir, Gopal sir as our guests today. With your blessings, I hope this club is recognized internationally. We're already proud to have 1,128 subscribers so far from 17 different states and students from Arizona State University, students of Economic Association USA, who have also joined us with today. Let's hope to see all of you on Monday for our regular reading meetings. Thank you, Samriddhi, for such a great initiative and bringing us all together to this wonderful session. Samvaad is truly appreciated and praised. Also, congratulations. With your permission, thank you. Signing off, Team Samvaad.
Thank you.